Greetings and gratitude to all light forms and life workers who have found this. Happy birthday, January 26th. I'm going to begin this video with a power thought or affirmation. Today, I will be prepared to see life differently. Another way to phrase that is my perception of existence changes daily, and I am open to this change, or phrase it in whatever way works for you. Welcome, I'm the Third-Eyed Lion. You have found the 365 Zodiac series. Welcome. I will be using the Encyclopedia Birthdays by Teresa Chung and the Beyond Lemuria Oracle cards as a reference. I'm going to extrapolate my own information, just go from there. So, take it as you will, let your free will overtake this reading. If you don't agree with anything that I say, Destiny Rise, or any of this pre-archetypal information, please take what works for you and leave that doesn't. Okay, so you like to have the last word. That's your archetype, the archetype of the last word. When there's a conversation, when there's a discourse, when there's a back and forth, you have a natural tendency to know what to say to make it end. Or if you don't, you need to have that last word. You need to have that closing, conclusionary thought. If not, something hurts within you. But you're a very enterprising person. You always come up with unique ideas, and you have positive ways of executing that ideas, even though other people may not always understand those. So, always remember that when there is a coping mechanism of authority that is questioning your ideas, look to that coping mechanism and try to overcome it, because a big issue that you might have is when people question you or don't understand, or you may not be able to explain how you perceive things or what's going on internally. Best way to overcome that is to listen to different viewpoints. Everyone has a different perspective. Even people you may think don't have a perspective on this issue, they may have a unique vantage point that you didn't even think of. Because you might have missed a lot of this stuff going on, but when you can communicate and have this dialogue or this discourse, it will open up new information for you. So when it comes to romance, you are a born flirtatious person. You have this flow of flirtation. You naturally let it come out in its way, and you stop any artificial, like fake confidence or fake flirting. You let that real stuff happen, and when that fake stuff arises, you're better able to show it and stop it. In your relationships, you might have a dangerous approach when it comes to getting involved in situations, but you're capable of giving a lot of yourself in this partnership, in this relationship. Just find that right person that is receptive to what you give and accepts what you're offering as well, that you can do the same, that you can be accepting of them, and find that dance, that moving and forward in this relationship will be really helpful in love for you. So for your career, you're a natural leader. You're going to get paid as an entrepreneur, as somebody who helps other people. I'm seeing you want to try to avoid any power struggles, any types of drama in the workplace. But it's good, you have a good CEO mindset, maybe sales, negotiations, an agent, realtor. It also could be an entertainment, therapy. I'm also getting like masonry, woodworking, some type of articulation of the hands might be really good for you. A specialized field within the hands. So your destiny, and leave this if it doesn't work for you, is to be that person who helps with a spirit of cooperation, who teaches and inspires others to work together, to come together as a whole. Some people may think of it as a dictatorship, but what you're really good at is compromising. A dictator never compromises. You're really good at seeing their new ideas that come from what used to be yours, knowing that you're not always 100% right, but you're also not 100% wrong. So you can find that right in the middle ground that works best for you. That is your destiny, is to teach that and share that. Your family, your nieces and nephews, the greater world at large really needs this information, and you're a good person to share that. Have you noticed that people think you're the boss when you're not the boss? When you walk into a place, they think that you work there and are a manager even though you have no idea. This is because you're a natural leader, but there's different types of leadership. There's that authoritative detachment leader that a lot of people don't like, and then there's that engaged, lead by example. There's a whole spectrum of leadership. So I recommend you look into leadership theory and know that it's a lot more complex than we think firsthand. You may already know this. If not, your sun sign's Aquarius. Your ruler is the teacher. You have a natural want to learn, and you're good at educating others in your own natural way. Be aware of sometimes doing artificial teaching, teaching how you think you're supposed to instead of how you feel like you should. Your favorable numbers are 8 and 9. Your lucky days are Saturdays, especially that falls on the 8th or 9th or 17th of the month. And so your colors are all shades of green and purple. Every shade of green and purple. Your birthstone is amethyst, and the reflectivity that you have, know that your past might have been negative. Choose to not reflect that negativity into the future. You don't have to forgive anyone, but you have to forgive yourself for any part you might have played in what happened. That might be hard for you, but just kind of work over time. You don't have to do it right away. It will just be a process. So take control over what's going on if you have to, but you're a pioneer. You're really good at new ventures or things that other people haven't, or things that others have, but in a unique way and with your own twist to it. You are very loyal, and when someone is disloyal or not down to earth or is not, they're too much in the clouds, they're too much separated from what they said they're going to do. Those are two things that might really bother you. You don't like disloyalty or dishonesty, and you really don't like flippancy, people who don't stick to what they say and are easily switched, because you're not that way. So you being born on this day are naturally going to find balance in life and happiness. You're going to find that natural and artificial balance comes together in the way it should be. So a secret to your success is that you can always recover from those setbacks, those childhood traumas and adolescent pain. Those were learning experiences. You can surprise every single person who said you can't do it, every person who hurt you, every person who neglected you, every person who didn't do what they should have. You can show them that the world's not a bad place. You can be that good because you've had so much bad. You have a unique perspective when it comes to that. So know what you want, visualize it, and not a single person can stand in your way. It's impossible, because your will is the last word. You're going to get that last word in because of all the stuff you've gone through. You have such a unique perspective that others really are looking for. You have to build up that confidence to stand up, speak up, and show up. So I'm going to now move on to the card. So your card is She of the Lotus. This kind of goes back to what I was saying. You have gone through dark, sad, negative experiences, but like the Buddhas before you, like these great teachers, this time of suffering leads to great growth, leads to great light and expansion. The lotus can only grow in a kind of dirty situation, but once it grows, it's beautiful. It actually starts filtering its environment and starts cleaning the world around it. People may say that you're stubborn or too sturdy, not open to things, maybe rigid, but this is a great quality of you because you're always expanding in ways people don't see. People can't see past that murky water, but they know that that beautiful lotus on the surface is connected to something, is doing something underneath. They don't always need to know, but your actions spread outward. Your kindness, your gestures of understanding will reflect the world around you in ways that you want to see. If you think the world's a cruel place, you being cruel is not going to help it. But by you being kind in your own way, that's going to start chipping away at this pre-existing thing. So the affirmation I have for you is within me. Here's the affirmation. Within me is the blooming of light in darkness. You can phrase that in other ways that better work for you. But always know how it was before and how it's going to be are not real. All we have is right now. There is truly no past and there truly is no future. All we can ever really perceive is what's going on right now. So focus more on what you can do now instead of what didn't happen then and what will happen when. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I appreciate your time, space, and grace.